Hello, everybody. Welcome back to TOI Sports, your daily guide to all that's happening on the India tour of England. This is Beyond the Boundary, and we have a power pack panel as always. We've got Dwaipa and Datta joining us from Chennai, and straight from UK, we've got Gaurav Gupta joining us on the show today. It's going to be an interesting show because it's the fourth day of the first Test match between England and India. It's interestingly poised right now, the Test match, and it's going to get very interesting at this stage. India leading in this Test match by 59 runs to be precise. Starting off with you, Dwaipan, I just want to take you back to what happened yesterday. Uh, what did you make of what was happening yesterday when India, more specifically Siraj and Prasidh Krishna, kept bowling like millionaires, and we had someone like Chris Wokes and Bryden Cars adding up runs, and that for the couple of hours that they all were batting yesterday, it was crazy last evening.
Yes, a couple of things, Chandresh, about that phase. First is, of course, Siraj and Prasidh Krishna were way too short with the new ball. I do not know why were they bowling so short. And secondly, once the runs started to flow, I felt it was an extremely immature of Shubman Gill to hold back Bumrah and Ravindra Jadeja. Both could have contained the runs and taken the wickets. As it happened, the two had to be brought back and they got the wickets. It was surprising that it took Shubman so long to get them back because that bleeding had happened, and those 50 runs can be very crucial. I can understand that on a day like we remember the WTC final, uh, how the last pair of Australia put on 65-70 runs. So when the sun is out, sometimes batting becomes ridiculously easy in England. That is true. Having said that, because the match was so tantalizingly poised, I think that was a trick missed by Shubman Gill also, where India allowed 50 runs to happen. That those extra 50 runs, I understand this was a first innings 400 pitch. You give 400 on this, but beyond that, the runs that happened, that those 60 runs were unacceptable, and those 60 runs can prove crucial in the final outcome, whatever it is, win, draw or lose, whatever the result is. Those 50 60 runs can be very crucial.
Uh, Gaurav, when do you see India actually solving this problem of being able to bowl out the tail cheaply? Because India's tail contributed uh, about the last seven wickets contributed 71 runs, 41 runs. England's last seven wickets contributed 250 plus runs. And that could well prove to be the difference, not just in this test match, throughout the series. Uh, India's last three wickets can be counted as walking wickets. There's absolutely no commitment with the bat, and the way they bowled, the same people who don't contribute with the bat, the way they bowl was atrocious to say the least.
For sure. This, I mean, conceding runs, to the lower order has been an age-old problem. Has been a problem, I think, since 1932 for us. Even in our very first test match that we played, I think हमने इंग्लैंड के शुरू में 3 विकेट निकाल दिए. उसके बाद we struggled to pull them out and eventually went on to lose that test match. So ये प्रॉब्लम रही है हमेशा इंडियन क्रिकेट के साथ में, एंड अनफॉर्चुनेटली इसका बिगेस्ट रीजन ये है कि वी डोंट हैव bowlers who are quick through the air. I mean, we have at last a world class and absolute, perhaps the best ever fast bowler in world cricket is Jasprit Bumrah. But other than that, our other fast bowling guys are not able to sort of bowl those Yorkers, pinpoint Yorkers. इसके लिए कि अभी वसीम वकार, एम्ब्रोस, जोएल गानो, ये लोग सब जाने जाते थे. Even the lesser bowlers, than them would actually were successful in bowling out the tail. और थोड़ा सा इंग्लैंड की टेल लंबी भी है. मतलब क्रिस वोक्स जो है वो he was very ordinary with the ball, but he's covered up, he's made up for that mess that he made with the ball by scoring runs. हमारे यहाँ ऐसा नहीं है. हमारे यहाँ अगर you know, this what's the Karnataka fast Prasidh Krishna, suppose he gives away runs, it's not like he's going to score a half century and redeem himself. ऐसा तो होने नहीं वाला है. So, and then the Shardul again was disappointing with the bat. I think Shardul definitely lack of confidence भी हो रहा है. I don't think the team manager has any faith in him. I don't know वहां पर वो लेकर ही क्यों क्यों उनको गए. अगर आपको शार्दुल, अभिमन्यु ईश्वरन, कुछ प्लेयर्स ऐसे हैं जिनको अगर आपको ऐसे ट्रीट करना है तो फिर आप मत लेके जाओ. I think the coach is openly making a statement and the captain that they would have perhaps preferred a Nitish Kumar Reddy there at his slot, which is perhaps going to happen in the next test match. But coming back to the problem of this thing, and I think Jadeja also is a huge problem now with our. I think I see this perhaps as his last test tour also if he is not able to succeed because काफी टाइम से मैं देख रहा हूँ कि वो बहुत उनका पेनिट्रेशन खत्म हो चुका है ओवरसीज कंडीशंस में he is not able to make any significant contribution. There was a time when he was preferred over even Ravichandran Ashwin, a class bowler like Ashwin in overseas conditions, Sena country especially. But वो अब नहीं हो रहा है. तो मतलब उनका effectiveness ही नहीं दिखता बॉल के साथ में. So everything cannot be, even the bowling of the tail cannot be left to Jasprit Bumrah alone. There are others who have to chip in. और वो नहीं हो पा रहा है. And at the same time, England have a tail which can really bat. And I've seen that even with the T20 cricket and the other two formats. So I think हमको वो डिपार्टमेंट में बहुत काफी काम बाकी है. But then I mean this is something that you were always expecting going to England की आपकी tail weak है और England की tail better है.
Pratyush, I can understand not being able to bowl at the tail and having the inability to bowl at the tail. But come on, you can at least take the catches.
Yeah.
This was a ridiculous performance, and someone like a Jasprit Bumrah was too much of a gentleman to play it down. At the post-match press conference, and he bowled tremendously well. You're making someone like Jasprit Bumrah work harder to take wickets by not holding on to your catches.
I mean, I think they're
Sit down and
sleeping in
try,
the
isn't it? You have to move
corners,
forward with the
right?
game. So that's what I look to do, is not to take it too far in my head and try and quickly forget it, because all of them are also new to the game. First time over here, sometimes the ball is difficult to sight and nobody is dropping the catches purposely. Everybody is trying really hard. It does happen. So I don't want to create a scene or put or more pressure on the fielder that I'm angry, I'm kicking the box, or I'm doing something. It's okay. It's part and parcel of the game. Obviously, if it would have been taken earlier, that's good, but people will learn from this experience.
One thing is for sure that Jasprit Bumrah कभी अच्छा editor नहीं बन सकता. It can't be like so. It can't be so nice to your like junior fellows. I mean, they're sleeping in the cordon, so that's very important thing in England. में हमने हमेशा देखा है. Like you have to be very proactive. And surprisingly, the most funny thing is that Indian team coaching staff we have got two fielding coaches. There's one T. Dilip, there's second Rant and Scottish, right? So it's still it's like amazing. I don't know what they are doing there. I mean, they must have planned. We reached there. ठीक है, batting का हमेशा we always say waiting game in England, but slip catching is something that is also very crucial in England. And and जो कल लगा, the way 5 or 6 catches were dropped, clearly we lacked plan. I don't know whether Jaiswal was confused whether to take it a reverse cap लेना है या फिर ऐसे लेना है. Maybe T Dilip ऐसे लेने बोल रहा है, Descote ऐसे लेने बोल रहा है. It's like too many things that has been told to him. So
Interesting. Dwepen, now Jasprit Bumrah was quite sane in the press conference. He was trying to ensure that he doesn't let the outside noise get to him when he spoke at the end of the day's play, and he's probably it's almost like there is one Jasprit Bumrah at one end, and the others are not even a patch on him. That was the tough part. Let's listen into what he said at the post
It is very
base
popular
play press conference.
and headline बनाने के लिए sometimes मेरा नाम साइड में आ जाएगा तो व्यूअरशिप भी बढ़ जाती है, तो I do understand, but at the end of the day अगर वो मेरे दिमाग में आ गई बात तो मैं बिलीव करने लगूँ. मुझे चाहिए कि मैं जैसा हूँ और मैं जो बिलीव करता हूँ वो चीज़ डिक्टेट करेगी. कोई और जो चाहता है मेरे को उस तरह खेलना चाहिए, मैं वैसा नहीं हूँ. मेरा जो प्रेपरेशन रहा है या जो मेरा आइडिया रहा है, मुझे हमेशा इंडिया के लिए क्रिकेट खेलना था. मैं अपने बिलीफ पे क्रिकेट खेला हूँ. मैं हर फॉर्मेट भी अपने बिलीफ पे आया हूँ, क्योंकि मुझे लोगों ने सिर्फ ना ही बोला है. मेरे को पहले बोला पहले तुम नहीं खेल पाओगे, फिर 6 महीने खेलोगे, फिर 8 महीने खेलोगे. खेलते 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 मेरे 10 साल कंप्लीट होने आए इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट में। 12-13 साल से मैं आईपीएल खेल रहा हूँ। अभी भी लोग वही बोलते हैं कि अब भी जाएगा, अब भी जाएगा। लोग वेट करते रहो, मैं नहीं सोचने वाला हूँ उसके बारे में। मैं अपना काम करते जाऊँगा, जब तक भगवान ने लिखा है तब तक खेलूँगा, अपना बेस्ट प्रिपरेशन करता हूँ और उसके बाद मैं छोड़ देता हूँ भगवान के ऊपर के जितनी मुझे बरकत दी है भगवान ने उसको मैं आगे ले जाने की कोशिश करूँगा और इंडियन क्रिकेट को आगे ले जाने की कोशिश करता हूँ।
So, Dwepan, what do you make of these comments from Jasprit Bumrah?
There's not much to make anything out of it. It's just that he's a matured guy. His maturity shows. Maturity shows in his uh, the way he looks at life. Even today, I was listening to his interview where he says that, "What do you do? I eat, sleep from one day to the other during a test match. I eat, sleep, and hydrate." Very simple. Like there is an element of simplicity to everything that he approaches. His bowling is extremely complicated. His action, all those things, but with the way he keeps his inner bubble very simple. That always shows. Even in his press conferences, when you are there in his press conferences, he is one guy who is very clear in his answers. There is a lot of there is a there are a lot of things to write from his press conferences. It's not like one of those incredibly boring Indian press conferences. So he has this clarity of vision, and and is a very clear-headed guy. Clear-headed guy that has taken him to where he is today, and I'm sure this will go on. The part that you showed me, from that part, the one thing that comes across is his clarity of thought. That makes him such a matured bowler. His element of maturity in his game is the standout part.
As expected, Pratyush, Jasprit Bumrah received a lot of praise. They've been waxing eloquent about him in the written media. You had former cricketers like Stuart Broad, Dinesh Karthik from India praising Jasprit Bumrah. So that part is continuing. You saw that. We've seen that in the past as well with Indian cricketers who've done well. Even Stuart Broad even felt that India hold the edge because it started spinning a bit. But maybe we don't even have the right spinner for this test match.
So I think, I mean, I was just listening to what Gigi was saying just minutes before. But think Ravinder Jadeja was possibly our second best bowler, wasn't he? There was one dropped catch by Rishabh Pant. He bowled well. Maybe he's not your wicket taking option, as you mentioned. Maybe you should have picked Kuldeep Yadav. Kuldeep, I strongly believe Kuldeep Yadav versus England, it will be a nightmare. उनको वो नहीं पिक कर पाएंगे उसे द वे आई मीन इफ दे आर फेसिंग स्ट्रगल अगेंस्ट जडेजा इमेजिन कुलदीप सो आई थिंक देयर वी मिस्ड अ ट्रिक वी शुड हैव लाइक आई मीन बार बार हम लोग बोलते रहते हैं 20 विकेट्स बट वी पिक आई मीन शार्दुल ठाकुर बोल्ड 6 ओवर्स क्यों खिला रहे हो यू बेटर पिक अ स्पिनर नो I don't know what the. I mean, I can't exactly say what happened there in picking up playing 11. But again, then it will be Bumrah versus. I don't know. अभी आप लोग ज़्यादा better बता पाओगे. I remember like very young. It used to be Sachin versus the opposition. Now it is Bumrah versus the opposition. कि सचिन आउट तो गेम खत्म इंडिया के लिए अभी बुमराह इज if Bumrah with the ball versus the opposition is going to be the result. So if I hope like I don't know, I mean we have relatively good amount of runs on the board because without Bumrah मुझे लगता है ये अटैक 700 रन भी खा सकता है अगर जिस मैच में बुमराह नहीं रहेगा. So मतलब so that's how it is. Yeah.
Dwepan, even Dinesh Karthik praised Jasprit Bumrah, and he knows Jasprit Bumrah's value. Do you share the pessimism that Pratyush has that without Bumrah, and if he's not going to play 2 of the 5 Test matches, it's going to be dangerous for India because I don't see wickets coming from the other bowlers.
Difficult if England chooses to play on these kinds of pitches where there is not much help and they make it a batter versus batter series, then of course taking wickets will be difficult because unless there is a greenish tinge to it, this pace attack does not look very potent to me. uh, and even the guys who are sitting out, probably they can take a chance with Arshdeep. I don't know. Arshdeep swings the ball, but then his speed through the air, I am not very sure. And I have not, to be very honest, I have not seen Arshdeep Singh bowl with a red ball too much. So I do not know what to expect from him. So of course there is a problem. There is no doubt about it that there is a problem. Uh, just that all I want to say is that the other Indian pace bowlers are like the Indian pace bowlers of old. Like they will give you runs. Like India lost a test series in England 4-0 with just after winning the World Cup with Zahir Khan, etc., etc., etc. 4 years later, they lose 3-1 with Ishant Sharma, etc., etc., etc. So it is the Indian bowling has started looking good since Jasprit Bumrah. It has all, and when Jasprit Bumrah goes, it will again look, the pace bowling will start looking banal. So that is the problem. That is, the Jasprit Bumrah is one diamond that has happened. I don't know from where, but it has made an incredible difference. But I do not see anything like Jasprit Bumrah before or after.
Yeah, and in that 2011 series, unfortunately, Zahir Khan got injured on the very first day of the series, and it was never the same. My MS Dhoni, in all his wisdom, preferred a guy who was holidaying in Miami to join the squad, who had not bowled for a while, who was holidaying, was enjoying life away from cricket instead of picking a fit Umesh Yadav, who was running in and charging in. These are things
But
that keep
Umesh
happening. So
Yadav, etc. I remember him bowling in that Perth Test. My God, like Warner lynching him. Like, when has Umesh Yadav won a Test match, Chandresh? Like, these
No,
guys,
I'm saying in 2011,
ah,
because relatively better than getting a guy who was holidaying in Miami,
He
who
bowled
was
only
that?
one good test.
RP Singh.
RP Singh. RP Singh.
RP Singh. Okay, RP Singh was Dhoni's favorite always. Yeah.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah, Pratyush, you wanted to say something.
No, no, I was just saying Umesh Yadav only bowled one good spell in England. That was in 2021 when he was like third seamer. जो उसमें उसका he broke the arm of that pacer. I'm forgetting the name. Overton, Jamie Overton. I think that one spell where he bowled well. Apart from that, I mean, what Papan is saying. I mean, he was like horrible in overseas.
Yeah, just wondering now. Oli Pope, he received a life, and we went on to score 100. And he felt that Jasprit Bumrah was bowling well, and the conditions, he had something to say about the conditions that Oli Pope. Uh, how much is all that going to hurt India? Because it's looking very very difficult for India. Let's listen into what Oli Pope said.
Spot very wide. So, look, well aware that the pitch is slightly drier with the sun that we've had than your natural English pitch going into day four. But in general, it's still playing really well. So I think we've got to just keep being positive, and it's such a quick outfield. So we know that we can sort of have spells where we do score quickly. We'll have to absorb pressure at times and score quickly at times too. But yeah, hopefully the pitch stays in a good place.
Yes, what do you make of his comments, Pratyush?
I think, I mean, definitely, I don't know. I mean, what I mean, the only guy. I mean, what he's saying is making sense, but there's a crack. If you, the Braden Carr's couple of ball has picked up today. I mean, even the commentators were talking about, and it is dry. And as you mentioned earlier, like Stuart Broad was saying, it has spun. So I mean, again, Jadeja will be very crucial in the fourth inning. But uh, but the problem is who is going to take wicket with the new ball. If for say we manage to get 300 runs, when I mean, who is going to take wicket with the new ball? जब तक ball पुराना होगा, तो पहला 20 over तो डालना होगा ना. If they will run away at 5 at per over, then game is done and dusted there only. So, matlab, because I mean, Prasidh Krishna leaking 6.5, like economy of 6.4 in a test match. I mean, पता नहीं क्या देखते हैं. I mean, everyone right from Virat Kohli to Rohit Sharma to Rahul Dravid to this. I mean, now Gautam Gambhir. ऐसा क्या देखा है उसमें that hit the deck bowler? I don't know what he is. I mean, yeah, he brings nothing to the table. I don't know. I mean, even from Mohammad Siraj with all the experience, this is his second tour of England. Hey, आपको like he did the same with Travis Head. Travis Head gave you like he slammed you all over the park. आप उसको send off दे रहे हो. They're trying to just the bowling डाल लो ना यार ढंग से. Just hold on to one end. Let the I mean फिर again बात घूम के बुमराह पे ही आती है. But I think I mean even if I don't know, I think we should just hope that India should bat as long as possible, not declare. Don't declare the inning. I don't. That's my opinion. Yeah.
We have some questions, Dwaipayan, from our subscribers. Bhavani, no, Kumar is asking how many runs to score to defend on this pitch.
See, on a fourth innings track, as far as I understand Test cricket, if you cannot defend 300 on a fourth innings track which has been baked for 4 days, then you might as well not play Test cricket. And I think if India has 300 lead on the board, then the match will be extremely competitive. I really believe, because Jasprit Bumrah will be Jasprit Bumrah. Jadeja will come into play, and yes, I can understand the trepidation and this thing about Siraj and uh, Prasid, but probably I have seen them bowl well. Like Pratyush was quite scathing about Prasid, but I remember Prasid bowling very well on a conducive wicket in SCG. In SCG, he really bowled well
Second innings.
and kept the match alive for a while. So yes, so as far as I am, see, winning and losing is India playing away from home. I do not know what exactly is going to happen, but if it is a 300 run lead, then India are very much in the game on a fifth day track with Bumrah and Ravindra Jadeja in your arsenal. They may lose. They may finally lose. Somebody plays a brilliant innings and they may lose. But beyond 300, you cannot expect on a day to defend on a day five pitch. You have to win with 300, 325. That is cricket that I have known. So I will stick to that.
Pratyush, all-rounder Mohsin has two questions. One is, क्या ये रविंद्र जडेजा का लास्ट सेना टूर है? The next question is, क्या हम जसप्रीत बुमराह के बिना 20 विकेट ले पाएंगे?
Last Sena tour, I think we are traveling. We are going to New Zealand also. Right? I don't know.
Next
It
year.
depends upon next year, right? I think if I mean it's 5 match series. If Jadeja will score those crucial 70s, 80s, picked up the odd 2 wicket, then you might see Jadeja there in New Zealand as well. But still, his so it's a big like I don't know अभी इतना आगे का नहीं सोचना चाहिए. 20 wicket I don't see like I don't know मतलब जो भी देखा है maybe if you'd have taken all those catches तो शायद perception या opinion change अलग होता. But without Bumrah taking 20 wickets, looks like it's a difficult task.
And what about if India will be able to take 20 wickets without Jasprit Bumrah?
Yeah, that's what I said. Like without Jasprit Bumrah, it will be an uphill task. I think. I don't. It's difficult, but you never know. But the way England bats, हो भी सकता है कि कल को सिराज या किसी को एक पंजा मिल जाए. You never know. But, yeah.
Dwepen, the all-rounder Mohsin has been on fire. He has a couple of more questions for you. Ki, this is India's old problem of not being able to bowl the tail out an hour, and they don't contribute when they have to bat. And the next question is, हमारी बॉलर्स और फील्डिंग ने मैच को कहां लाकर खड़ा कर दिया है? हमें ड्राइवर सीट पर होना चाहिए था, अब हम मैच बचाने के लिए खेल रहे हैं. Is India playing to save the test match?
No, not yet, not yet. Because you will have to like you cannot throw the match away. Like there will be phases when you will have to settle. This condition was extremely challenging in the first session today. England bowled brilliantly. We should always see how the opposition is playing also sometimes. Like this is a problem that we have. Like India क्या कर रहा है? India कुछ कर खेल रहा है, opposition भी खेल रहा है. There is a reason why they are a good side. They are playing at home. So there has to be a fight. ये तो one sided game तो होता नहीं है ना, ये तो घर में. And about this lower order thing, I keep repeating this thing. Bring this England team to India, you will see from number 5 to number 11 they have number
Right.
11s. So the moment, or Australia, it is a problem of cricket, modern day cricket. Like whoever comes the tourists, the lower order of the tourists struggle. It has happened to India, it has happened to Australia, it has happened to England. It happens to everyone. That's why teams win at home. These are basic things. These are, but then yes, the expectations are huge around the Indian team. We have only one sport, so we believe that we will win every match that we play. But it doesn't happen like that. The important thing is to have a contest. Is to have a contest. If we are there in the game till the third session on day 5 and fighting it out, I am happy with that.
Okay, Pratyush, there's a question from Dool. I'll just paraphrase it. He's saying blaming Jadeja when spinners have taken just one wicket in the whole game is just not on. Are you
कौन
blaming
जडेजा को?
Jadeja?
नहीं, who is blaming Jadeja? I don't know. मतलब Jadeja was probably our second best bowler after Bumrah. He held that to one inning. A problem with Jadeja and Bumrah bowling together is कि Bumrah को proper rest भी नहीं मिलता. इस एक मिनट, सवा मिनट, 1.5 मिनट में ओवर खत्म कर देता है. No one is blaming Jadeja, sir. No one is blaming Jadeja.
Okay, we have one more question. Sayyid Nizamuddin Dwepan is asking, did India miss a trick by not holding back Anshul Kamboj instead of Harshit Rana? Because Anshul Kamboj is the more traditional red ball bowler. There's also Mukesh Kumar. You must have seen him posting something about karma and everything, who's also a terrific red ball cricketer. Are we missing or confusing formats by retaining someone like Harshit Rana, who doesn't have enough mileage in Test cricket or in red ball cricket?
I'm not very sure, Chandresh, because Harshit, in that Perth test that we won, he didn't he was good. He got that Travis Head wicket. Then he tapered off like most of the others. Uh, but I don't know. Like with these teams, you cannot take everyone, and then players are chosen kind of on current form. They are seeing them in the nets there in England. They are seeing who's bowling better. I think the decisions are taken on the basis of that. Those net sessions, those personal prejudices, those things come into play. A captain who he is comfortable with, a coach who he prefers, who can take, like, as I felt Khalil should be playing ahead of Arshdeep Singh in the test team, but that has not happened. That is probably the coach's or the captain's prejudice. So that is how it works. So you cannot have everyone in the team. So and another thing I will just tell Chandresh about Jadeja, this question about whether it is if he, like, he was fine in the first innings. His job was to restrict, and he did that. If he is taken for runs, he's taken apart in the second innings here when the pitch is wearing down. Then we should look ahead of Jadeja. We should either play Washi or Kuldeep in the next Test match. If he fails miserably as a bowler on this track in the fourth innings, then let's look beyond Jadeja.
Nizamuddin also has another question, Pratyush. Is the pitch getting easier to bat on?
I mean, that's what they said, that Headingley generally gets better to bat. I mean, they have chased down, like, obviously that was Ben Stokes का जो मतलब that exceptional SS inning, but the last six test team was chasing that fourth inning bat. They have statistically they have won the test. But Abhi, I think, but this pitch looked different. Again, I'll quote Stuart Broad. He said that it's dry because of the weather. थोड़ा cracks भी है. If you'll see Jadeja जब bowl कर रहा था, there was like bit of dust. There was a puff of dust also in the first inning on day 3 pitch. Like so, I do I, and I as the Payan mentioned earlier, anything of 300 will be a tricky chase. It will be a good contest between bat and ball, with Jadeja, Bumrah, and versus the English batter. Yeah.
Dwepan, just looking ahead, India right now is 153 for 3, 159 runs ahead. KL Rahul obviously is batting well. There's Pant batting with him. They are put on 60 plus. Considering what happened in the first innings, how crucial is this partnership? Because you can't depend on the others, because the last 7 wickets fell very cheaply in the first innings.
This partnership is extremely crucial. Kerala is batting not just well, he's batting beautifully. But having said that, you cannot depend just on this partnership. If there is a collapse, the way it was in the first innings, then India is going to lose this test match. This partnership will not win the test match on their own. They will get out at some point. Maybe 50 runs later, one of them will get out. So the others have to chip in. Others have to chip in and get 100. Your Karun Nair has got there on the basis of like 1,000 runs. So he has to score. The others have to chip in. Like another after one of these two get out, another 125 runs have to be scored. 100 to 125 runs have to be scored for India to win this test match.
Pratyush, what's your take?
I mean, absolutely right. We need partnerships. Even Karun Nair will have to chip in. I'll say even Jadeja and Sardul Thakur, they'll have to give. They'll have to score runs. I mean, 150 more. I mean that should upper limit should be 325. वहाँ तक देखना होगा. But the way I mean KL and Pant, if Pant can, I don't know. I mean, Pant looked a bit into his cell. I don't know why was he like, is it ये ऊपर से आया हुआ है coaching staff, because he's like very defensive, I think. And if he can cut loose, score those 40-50 quick runs like in first hour after the lunch, तो फिर गेम अलग ही हो सकता है, because Pant scoring a quick 50 runs will give us that extra, I mean, extra cushion also. But I think KL should bat the way he is batting. He is batting like beautifully. But again, Karun, Jadeja, even Sardul Thakur, all three of them will have to chip with the bat.
Dwepan, just on the question of Shardul Thakur and his inclusion in the lineup, do you get a sense that the team management doesn't want him in the squad? Because if you remember, before the Australia tour, Gautam Gambhir was specifically asked about Shardul Thakur, and he said we are looking ahead, and for them to take 2 steps back, if going by what Gigi said. Do you think they are sending out a message by giving only 6 overs to Shardul?
So Chandresh, if somebody is if they do not want him in the squad, then what is the necessity to play him in the 11? Like you cannot lose a test match to prove a point to a selector. No, so if that is the case, then that is incredible stupidity. If they have done that to prove a point, they have not given the ball to him. So I do not know if that is I don't think that is the case. But as far as I am concerned, like Shardul Thakur doesn't look a great bowler to me. He has never appealed me as a bowler. So Nitish Reddy, unless he's batting extremely poorly in the nets, I don't know if that is happening. If then the kind of performance that he did in Australia, he should play, and you need 10 overs from the fifth bowler, the Saurav Ganguly kind of bowling. I think Nitish Reddy can do that. But I do not know about his batting form. But what I saw in Australia, he's a very good batsman. He's a top five batsman. So uh, I would prefer to see if it is an all round or like pace bowling all rounder, an all rounder who bowls pace, not a pace bowling all rounder. Then it should be Nitish Reddy.
Yeah, it's going to get very interesting. Very shortly, we are about to restart play post lunch. Pratyush, what do you make of England's bowling this morning?
And they bowled well, better than the first inning for sure. I mean, Vokes, Brandon Cars was really impressive. They had certain plan against Rishabh Pant, and it did created there's a stump mic where Pant is talking to himself कि क्या कर रहा है तू. It has created it raised created some questions in Pant's mind. uh, the way I think there was I think the way Subman Gill got out and the celebration of cars was like there was some plan. There's a plan about that, but they're bowled well. They're a bit unlucky, but again, I mean, it's दोनों team खेल रही है, so KL has batted beautifully, and Rishabh Pant has survived. That's what Rishabh Pant does. Like, right.
One more thing, Dwapan, that I wanted to draw your attention to is what Sunil Gavaskar spoke about. The fielding, in particular, Yashasvi Jaiswal, who dropped catches in Australia as well. He's dropped plenty of catches here as well. Uh, we have this spectacle after India does well that T. Dilip gives away the medals, and we saw and we read that T. Dilip was actually sacked after the Champions Trophy, but it's only on the recommendation of Rohit Sharma that he was retained. Now, this is very interesting that Ryan Tendaskate is also a fielding coach technically, and you also have T. Dilip. So again, just like with the case of Shardul Thakur, are they working at cross purposes here by having two fielding coaches? Is this what it is? I'm not understanding. I'm asking you as a layman, what do you make of this confusion with the whole thing?
No, I think Dilip is a favorite of some of the players in the team management. I have seen like in last year in the T20 World Cup, like the there are players like Rishabh Pant also. Like there are quite a few who who absolutely love T Dilip. So there is probably a sense of affection. He has a constituency in the team. So I think that gets him back. Ryan Tendaskate, I don't know what a Dutch player brings to the table as anything in an Indian setup. It really beats me. Probably Gautam Gambhir knows better. But what can Ryan Tendaskate teach India on any front? It is absolutely beyond me. And one thing I will just say about this fielding thing, Chandresh, like if you see like these guys, Yashasvi Jaiswal, etc., they trained to uh, field in the slip. They are the T20 generation. They are magnificent outfielders, but they do not look as good or as competent in the slip. Who is a better slip fielder? Karun Nair. He has got two catches. He has caught them very easily. But these T20 players, they have growing up. I think they have hardly fielded in the slips. So when it comes to international red ball cricket, they start training and fielding in the slips. That probably shows sometimes.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Pratyush, how do you see the rest of the day panning out?
I think just bat till T. Don't lose. If this partnership can bat till T, I think India will have a chance. If Pant goes like, I mean, those 30-40 minutes of Pant is going to be very crucial as Jasprit Bumrah's new ball spell in the fourth inning. Yeah. And just
Uh,
want to just want to answer Dopa sir on Dutchman doing in India's team. Gautam Gambhir ने कहा था कि he can take a bullet for that guy, so that's why. Please.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. I hope we don't come to that stage. Dwepen, what's your take finally on what's going to happen in the rest of the day?
I hope they don't lose wickets in a clutch and bat for a while, have 3-4 wickets in hand when they have a lead of 250 plus, and then hope to get as much as possible. Something like that. Maybe a lead close to 300-ish, 300, 310. Beyond that, I don't think it's possible. 300 to 325 lead will be a dream scenario for India at this stage. And then the bowlers have to do the job. Beyond 325, if the bowlers can't keep it, then you might as well lose.
Interesting. The play is just about to start. Josh Tung is about to resume operations after lunch. We'll be back tomorrow with our analysis of where the state of play is. You guys take very good care of yourselves. Remember, you can be part of the conversation by liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting on all our videos. You can be with us right through the India tour of England. Dwepan, Pratyush, thanks a lot for joining us today. We'll be back again tomorrow. Till then, take very, very good care of yourselves. It's goodbye and God bless from all of us here at TOI Digital.